Hi, it's Cassie Oberg in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, and this is the very last sketch of 2025. And welcome 2026. Next week, we will move on to the 2026 virtual crops. Um, I would just like to say that it has been a fabulous year. I got 1.5 entire 12 by 12 albums completed on YouTube, which was super fun. And hopefully, you did them right along with me. If you would like to do 2026 with me, you can get an album and a half to 2 albums done this year. So, anyway, let's hop over and get this last one done. It was super simple and fun as usual. So, on this particular page, we just need some background to work with, and we're going to cover half the page up. So, lots and lots and lots of options for Fast2Fab pages where you can do that. I'm going to move my pictures off of the screen and go ahead and show what we're going to do. So I want to keep this pretty blue. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to cut this paper at 5 inches because we're going to do 5 inches on one side and 7 inches on the other. Get this out of my way so I can have a flat surface. I'm not going to be cutting any shapes, so I don't need that down at this exact moment. Okay, so 7 inches. Then what I'm going to do is my 7 is going to go here and my 5 is going to go here. But for that 1/2 inch strip that goes down the center, I'm just going to flip this. I'm going to use this side for that 1/2 inch border. Check this out. So this is going to go over here. And then over here, we're going to cut a 1/2 inch. And look how fun this is. Felt like that one was just a little bit. Let's just straighten some things up here. Okay, there we go. That will make me happier. Okay, so now I'm going to pull our page back over. And we're putting the tan on the outside. And then we flipped it. And we use that 1/2 inch strip to be that border that goes down in between. How fun is that? I'm just going to overlap it a tiny tad. And voila. And then we're going to come over here and do the same thing. And it gives it the same look of that layout. And super simple way to do it. Okay, next up, we want this border that goes across here. So we just need, I'm going to just use scraps because it doesn't need to go all the way across. So this one is 4.5 by 2, and I think that this is big enough. Yeah, so we're going to make it 2 inches. And I always just try to use up the scraps when I have littler things to do, so I can keep those big pieces for cutting like we just did. So there, that's going to go across there. And this one's going to go 2 inches. Just want to make sure I stayed true to size on the sketch when I did the whole flip trick. I did on that side. I think I did over here. No, I needed to be 6 1/4. Go on the other side. So here we go. And now this is where I wish I had my roller to go on my mat. I didn't bring it over, but as you know, you can just use this to line it up. And I'm going to just bring it up 1.5 inches. So there we go. And this helps you line it up. Now, if you have the new roller, which I left sitting on the other side of the room, that's even better because you can use that to line it up. And that is my goal in 2026, to use that as often as possible to make my life easier. Okay, so now I am going to put this little border right across here. Snip it. Come over to the other side and snip it. Next, we are going to mat some pictures. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put these down since these don't get matted. They're super simple to do. And I'm going to cut them down just a little bit using my photo trimmer. And I am only going to cut 1/2 inch off the bottom of this picture. I have to tell you that this mussel restaurant in Belgium is the absolute best in the world. My husband made a reservation for us to go there as we were going to be back in the same town as we were the year before. And we got there and he had made it for the wrong week. And they were just so sweet. They loved the fact that we came back, and they managed to, even though they were super, super duper full, they managed to get us in. And it was just such a wonderful experience to have them remember us and make sure that we had a place to sit. But what was even better was getting to eat those mussels. I didn't even like them when I tried them the first time. But then my husband, when the kids were babies, took me to the Belgian shore and said, these are the best mussels in the world. And I tried them, and they really were. And that's where I fell in love with them. So it was really neat to go back there and try them. So, okay, so now we have these 3 pictures lined up. Now we are going to do this right here. Now, our 2 pictures are going to go across. We're going to use these 2. Look at that beautiful sunset. My baby girl up on the water. And so this says to cut the pictures down to 3.5. I don't know that I can cut anything out of these pictures, guys. I just love them. And you know what? I have room on the page to make it work. So this is going to be 8 inches across. I'm going to, look at me figuring this out. Okay. I want it to stay 8 inches. So I'm going to cut a little bit off of here. So that gives me 1/2 inch to work with, because I want it to stay 8, because we're going to do something fun across the top, which I will show you in just a second. So 8 inches crossed. And then these are 6 inches tall. So 8 inches across, 6 inches tall, but I'm going to cut this at 6 3/4 inches. 7. And now I'm going to take one of my favorite border punches, and I'm going to punch across here. And because it's an even number, I'm going to have perfect damask punches, and that's why I wanted it to stay 8. Hopefully, I gave myself enough room to punch. If not, I can cut. Yeah, probably actually, I think I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. Okay. Could have made it a little bit taller and then cut it, but actually, I like it. And it just pops up a little bit above there. All right. So now there's my matted photos. And this is going to come down right here. Over a little bit. Because I'm going to cut this photo down. I do not need these feet in the picture. That's a fact. Let's see, I want it to be 3.5 inches tall. And 2.5 inches wide. And now I can cut my mat so to be 3 inches wide. By, see what we'd say our height was, 3.5. Okay, by 4. And my parents thought I wasn't going to use math in my scrapbooking. I'm mathing all the time. Okay, we're going to add this photo over here. And now we're going to come over to the other side. And I'm just going to create a little journal box. So we're going to make it the same size, 2.5 by 3.5. So 2.5 is right there. I'm going to cut that off by 3.5. And now we'll do a nice 3x4 mat for this. This is 4. And now we have a nice little journal box to go over here on the other side. Alrighty. And voila. Mussels in Brussels at the beach. Completely scrapbooked, and 2025 is complete. So I hope that you will join me again in 2026. We will do a year of virtual crop sketches built on Fast2Fab pages, and I will see you next Tuesday at 4. Thanks so much and have a great day.